All right, a very, very good afternoon. Welcome to this live broadcast of this Confederation of African Football second leg, first leg match involving the home side, ZESCO United, up against JWANENG Galaxy, coming all the way from Botswana. I'm your match commentator. My name is Lucky Sinkala, alongside Nabo Mwelwa. We'll be running you through what will be happening this afternoon as the runner-up from last season, representing Zambia, seek to progress to the group stages of this very prestigious CAF Confederations tournament. As usual, ZESCO United, of course, will be dressed in their usual colors of orange, and the visitor side looking all white with some patches of red and black. So quickly, we're just going to run you through the lineups, how these two teams will be deployed this afternoon, starting with the home side. A couple of changes from the previous encounter when ZESCO United actually clobbered Canon Football 105 of Gabon. So in goal, ZESCO United start with Philip Sakauta, no changes there, wearing 40. Benedict Chepeshi plays at right back, wearing 30. Matthews Chavala gets a nod this afternoon, starts wearing 26. Kawaso Chongo will be the partner, partnering him in defense, in central defense there. Zakaria Chilongoshi, 39, will be the left back this afternoon. Leonard Mlenga wearing 19. David Simkonda wearing 6. Peter Msukuma wearing 28. Kelvin Wanga this afternoon makes a start. Abraham Siankombo wearing 17. And Amin Hiva completes the starting 11 for ZESCO United this afternoon. The visiting side, a team that perhaps maybe a lot of Zambians might not really know about. In goal, they start with Victor James wearing 23. They have Ketumese Samunzala wearing 6. Francis Teros Estile wearing 7. Tabang Sesini wearing 10. Bernard Kaboseng wearing 12. Neo Mokochane wearing 17. Chico Molefe wearing 19. Tebogo Kopelang wearing 20. Ole Bogeng Ramose wearing 24. Tabo Leninyane wearing 27. And Manda Longo completes the starting 11 this afternoon for JWANENG Galaxy. The match officials, of course, like you did just see on the screens, they are coming from Seychelles, with a center referee being Norris Ariso. First assistant referee Shaji Padayachi. Stephen Dugase is the second assistant, with a match commissioner Norman Metemera coming from Zimbabwe. Now, both a little known about the visitors this afternoon, but of course they have a pedigree. I think from 2015, when this team was formed, they have really actually been making a lot of noise, not only in Botswana, but also on the African stage. And perhaps a lot of Zambians will just get to know exactly what this team is all about.
Yes, the little-known team from Botswana, I think, has managed to quite build up a CV since their inception, being formed in 2014. But they have managed to reach the group stages, the CAF Champions League group stages, and they have been a constant performers in continental football. And last season they were close to making it to the group stages, and they were where they lost it to Orlando Pirates of South Africa. And this time again, they're at the same stage, and they are facing a ZESCO United side, which would want to progress to the group stages after a very long time. Since 2019, ZESCO haven't been to the group stages, so they are not really a pushover. And it's got a good team that wants to set a good mark, not just in Botswana, but on the African continent. And going to this game, I do expect them to bring up some good football, and obviously take it to the wire, playing against ZESCO United FC today in Ndola.
All right, so it looks like it will be the visiting side that will get us underway this afternoon. Looks like all the festivities are done. All what remains now, the action, the 90 minutes. You can follow the live coverage of this game right on the ZESCO United Facebook page, so that you don't miss out on the action. Are we going to witness another rampant ZESCO United performance, albeit against a very different opposition this afternoon. We just have to wait and see. Considering the fact that this team looks to be a very formidable opposition on paper, it probably will be great for ZESCO United to make sure that they do actually do the job, the heavy lifting here. If they can score a lot of goals, perhaps that will make their assignment in Botswana much easier. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, they just definitely have to score a lot of goals. I think heading to the second leg, leading by a comfortable scoreline will be very helpful and very vital for them.
And away we go. It is definitely the team from Botswana that gets us underway this afternoon, with Manda Nongo going long, trying to pick out Neo on the far side as the visitors will win themselves the first throw of this particular encounter. So, just in case you're just joining in, ZESCO in the familiar orange colors, then our visitors are all white with a few patches of red and black. Looking very neat, I should say. Very colorful pitch, actually. A combination of the orange and the whites this afternoon. Neo on the far side, trying to find a way, but ZESCO will probably launch the first attack of the game this afternoon. This possess starts Hiva turning over possession. Long drive, only picking out the wrong color, and ZESCO win that second ball with Asim Konda. Leonard Mlenga decides to play one-touch football, and the referee feels there was an infringement, and that definitely will be a set piece for ZESCO United. Pretty much not perhaps in a very dangerous position.
Yes, I think it's early stages, and obviously from that position you could feel that they will obviously not go for goal, but rather put it in play so that they may create a chance out of it. As we have seen, Kabaso Chongo likely to be the taker of the free kick. I doubt if he can go for goal from that distance. And
the ZESCO United fans will definitely understand if he does take a swing on goal, remembering that in the previous encounter he did score a thunderbolt just around those areas, but decides to play with Kevin Mubanga. Mubadinho on the far side brings in a cross here. Defended, but only just. Still ZESCO United pressing here as Yankobo turns over possession. They clear the lines only as far as Matthews Chabala, perhaps benefiting from the absence of Solomon Sakala, who's not actually even on the subs bench this afternoon. A very big ask for the former Nchanga Rangers man.
Yeah, a very big ask because he hasn't been part of the starting 11 for quite some while. But if you look at his credibility, I think going in for Solomon Sakala, I think you expect him to put up a decent show, because he has been around this ZESCO team for quite some time, and partnering with Kawaso Shongo shouldn't be unfamiliar to him, as we expect him to obviously slot in and put up a good shift, partnering Kawaso in defense.
Definitely, this is actually a team which has actually been coached by Zambian before, Mike Sitole, who has been in Botswana for a very long time.
And he actually was the first coach to get them their first silverware in 2017 when they won their domestic cup.
Yes, I think that should have been the Mascom Top 8. Should have been the first tournament that this team formed back in 2015 after a combination of the Botswana as well as JWANENG Comets to form now JWANENG Galaxy. That's Matthews Chabala. Chepeshi, back to Chabala. Kawaso Chongo, unmistakably with the blonde hair, you can easily pick him out. That's Leonard Mlenga patiently with Coach Simbe deploying the 4-3-3 formation, which I think he's very comfortable with. It has served him well as ZESCO now mounting an attack. Yes, Yankobo looking for options, puts in a cross, defended, and that will be a first corner for ZESCO United.
Yes, we are past 3 minutes now in the game. I think we need to see more of those attacks from ZESCO United as early as possible. I think they'll try to break the JWANENG Galaxy defense as early as possible, like they did against Canon, and I feel like that's the approach that they're also taking in this game.
This is Asian Kobo will be swinging in with an in-swinger here what comes out of this set piece here. Nobody to connect. Unfortunately, that's a chance that can be counted as wasted by ZESCO United. So, contrasting turn of events, the last game against Canon Football 105. By the 4th minute, ZESCO already 1 up. By the time we're reaching 7 minutes, it was 2-0, wiping out the aggregate scoreline. Today, it seems like the approach could be a little bit different from Coach Emmanuel Simbe, the ZESCO United tactician.
Yeah, and I think also if you compare the quality of the two teams, I think we expect JWANENG Galaxy, I think, to be more of a tough opposition, unlike Canon Sports.
Of course, there Matthew Chabala taking it to Kawasa Chongo, who actually will take it back to Matthew Chabala on the near side. There's a Chepeshi, goes long, finds Hiva, connects but couldn't really control. Perhaps too much height placed on that particular cross coming through from Benedict Chepeshi on loan from Red Arrows Football Club. There is Tebogo. Plays it back to Victor James. Goes long. It's been interesting to see. They have deployed actually a 4-2-3-1 formation. So that pretty much symbolizes that actually will be trying to be compact. Look at how they are not actually deploying a high pressing game. They are allowing ZESCO to get to center point. Then that's where they are actually pressing ZESCO. As you can see here, pretty much all the 10 bodies behind the ball, behind the center line. As now Galaxy are going forward. Couldn't control Kawasa Chongo. Last ditch tackle there to just make sure that he doesn't lose position in a very critical position. Sian Kobo. Mulenga takes it to the far side. Mubadinho, who looks for the run of Zakaria Chilongo. She puts in a cross, but not a very good one. Dealt with no problems there. As we see the men from Botswana patiently or calmly playing. Unfortunately, they have played themselves in a spot of bother. Chilongoshi, Muba, the captain of the side this afternoon, loses possession. Neo Mokachane on the far side tries to find his way beyond the barrier mounted by Leonard Mlenga. Francis Cecile showing some fancy footwork, forced to go back. Cecile once again, unfortunately that one touch didn't come out good, as now Kelvin Mubanga will pick out David Simkonda, who was very influential until the point where he got injured in the last game here. Picks out Amin Hiva, unfortunately couldn't connect. Tabo, Tebogo. So patiently, the crowd looking like taking their time to come to Lebanon as compared to the last game against the Gabonese.
We have seen a low turnout so far, but I think we could expect a lot of fans as the game goes on to fill up the stadium and obviously pull up a decent crowd at the end of the day. But if you look at the last game, I think the gates were opened to anyone. So, no costs were paid by the fans, which is a different scenario in today's game.
Okay, Mubanga on the far side. Okay, ZESCO win themselves the corner. Muba showing some fancy footwork there, trying to catch the team from Botswana on a counter. And this time around, it will be Kelvin Mubanga who will be taking that corner from the far side. Interesting to see Lindom Konta, the skipper from Eswatini, starting from the bench this afternoon. A clear, I think, indication that the coach actually has deployed a different, setup, considering that they are playing a different opposition. As Muba swings it in. That's a very good looking ball, but there will be no problems for Victor James, who actually commandingly picks up that corner. So far, something that ZESCO needs to work on really. You have to be taking advantage of those set pieces.
Yeah, they have to take advantage of those set pieces. I think every chance that presents itself to them, I think they have to make sure that they make the most out of it. And so far they have had more than two corner kicks in this first 10 minutes, which they haven't really utilized that much and test the JWANENG Galaxy goalkeeper Victor James.
All right, there's the international Kabaso Chong almost making a mistake here as Mubanga tears up with Hiva, who did show some silky skills here and almost unleashing, but blocked as a Galaxy who tried to mount an attack of their own from the far side with Neo Mokochane picks out the international. They will try to shoot from far, but that will definitely not bother Philip Sakaut and that ZESCO United go. So this team, Naboth, has about 4 internationals actually playing for the Zebras of Botswana.
Yes, they have. They're actually 5, but 4 have started this match. I think the other one is out for on injury. Came back off national duties with an injury. I think the likes of Tebang Sesinya, who's the captain of the side, and also provided the assist in Botswana's 2-0 draw in the World Cup qualifier, is one of them, and also in defense there is Tabo and Chiko Molefe, who are also part of the Botswana national team. So I think it speaks volumes of the quality that is in around the JWANENG Galaxy side in today's match. I think it just speaks of the depth and quality that ZESCO United should be aware of, that they are playing a very top side.
Hiva has an opportunity to swing and shoots. No problems for the goalkeeper there, but something that will definitely get the fans going. An early goal perhaps from ZESCO United will definitely get this crowd on their side, because so far it's seemingly sounding a little bit too quiet in that Levi Mwanawasa Stadium this afternoon. Goes long, that's Francis James. Kabaso Chongo connects with Chabala. Leonard Mlenga. Not a very good pass as he turns over possession. So Galaxy actually, from 2015, they have actually, when they were formed actually after the merger of those two clubs, the Botswana as well as JWANENG Galaxy, they have actually won the league, the Botswana Premier League 3 times. From 2015 to where we are, that speaks, I think, speaks about the quality that this team possesses.
Yeah, basically they are the power dynamos of Botswana, the baby born with teeth. Really, and obviously it's the investment that has been put in. Like we had said earlier, I think already we know that there are 4 international players that are in this team playing against ZESCO United. So that obviously gives us a picture of how good they are.
Hiva showing some fancy skills as he's been impeded, and most likely that will be the first caution of the game. Hiva was on the run. They're cleaning out one of the defenders, beating another one, but unfortunately he was impeded, and the referee from Seychelles, Norris Ariso, would not be entertaining that.
Yeah, well, yeah, Ivor was was almost through on goal after if he had went past after the JWANENG Galaxy defender.
Yeah. Some familiar faces there. You can see some vociferous power dynamos fan clad in his Zanaco jersey. And the CEO of Rooster FM, actually, big ones are there also, trying to hide from the cameras, wondering why. Enjoying the game of football from the Levi Mwanawasa. It will be Kabaso Chongo. Plays it short to Leonard Mlenga. Just impressive how he has commanded, I think that's number 6 position ever since he came from Green Buffaloes last season. On the far side, Muba dancing away. Can he go beyond the defense? Yes, he can. Muba Dino trying to square and find Simukonda. Unfortunately, just couldn't pick out the right pass. That would be something that I think would be a relief for the team from Botswana Galaxy there. Would have been picking the ball in the back of the net in that instant.
Yeah, could have been talking of a different story if that ball had gone through to Simukonda, who actually scored the first goal in the last game. I think he was in a perfect position to slow it on, but it was well intercepted by the defender for JWANENG. As
ZESCO again patiently building. Look at just how compact, or how just they're sitting back, the team from Botswana. Perhaps an early goal from ZESCO will perhaps change the narrative here, because it's seeming you can tell that they are here to get I think a good result. A draw will be something that will fancy their chances when they go back home, as the Chepeshi picks out Hiva. This is Muba now, shoots, blocked again. That's Hiva going for the spectacular, the overhead kick, but couldn't just connect. That would have been some goal had it been on point and on target.
Yes, nice acrobatics from Ivy, who is playing today as a long striker, as a false 9, because I've come to know him as an attacking midfielder for ZESCO United, but has been chosen to be the focal point this game. And so far, so good. I think he has had a fair share of opportunities, and you can feel that something is definitely coming through.
Yes, looks like the home side are now starting to command proceedings of this game. As we done 14 minutes on the clock, ZESCO United of Zambia taking on JWANENG Galaxy from Botswana. Just in case you're just tuning in, this game is live on the ZESCO United Facebook page. You can share with your friends so that more Zambians can actually can get in onto the action and enjoy whatever is happening this afternoon from the Living Manasa Stadium. It's Galaxy. Free kick here. Looks like this will be taken by the right back who swings it in. A flick, and Galaxy have scored. Galaxy have scored. What a finish that. Look at that set piece taken by Tebogo. Swings it in. And that glancing header. Kasachongo beaten to the ball by the marksman. Sassini, who actually happens to be an international, beating Sakauta. It's now 1 goal up for JWANENG Galaxy. ZESCO United 0, Galaxy 1.
It's a major blow for ZESCO United, considering in the first 15 minutes. I think this will now be an uphill battle in the first half for ZESCO United. I think it's a sucker punch after enjoying some fair share of goal position and having had a lot of chances which they have failed to hit the target. But for JWANENG Galaxy, I think they have just done the right thing at the right time, getting a goal in the first 15 minutes. After, in the first 15 minutes, their marksman obviously making sure that he punishes ZESCO United early on, and just obviously showing us his prowess in front of goal. Probably that's why he's an international player. So back from scoring, for giving an assist for Botswana, and now has scored here in Zambia. And it's now game on for ZESCO United to try and get back into this game.
If at all there was a little bit of caution from the home side, they would definitely have to throw caution to the wind, as they have conceded literally with the very first attack from a set piece, beaten to the ball, the international Kabasa Chongo, from the head of an international striker from Botswana. And Hiva just getting a talking to there by the referee after needlessly actually lashing out on Victor James rather.
Yeah, no, and after getting that goal, we can expect the goalkeeper to take his time. I don't think the foul was that serious on him, but they have scored and they have taken the lead, and obviously we'll start employing some game management tactics as early as possible. But I doubt if there was some serious contact, looking by the way the goalkeeper went down and the contact made by Amin Ive in that particular instance. But for ZESCO, I think this is now the time to firstly show some sense of urgency, because it looks like it will be a long road to get back into this game. Looking at how the Botswanan team has been set up, I think they are very cautious. They are putting more bodies behind, and they have scored through a set piece.
Of course, in a game where you expect not to create a lot, as you can see there, Sassini heading, beating the fully stretched out Felix Sakauta for the opener. So, ZESCO United, this is not the very first time actually they are playing against a team from Botswana. In, I think back in 2006, ZESCO United got the privilege of playing against Township Rollers, a very popular team in Botswana. ZESCO United, that year before the Living Manasa Stadium was actually constructed, played that international game from Arthur Davis Stadium in Kitwe, the home of Power Dynamos, who are actually representing Zambia in the CAF Champions League in the away in Uganda. They'll be playing tomorrow. ZESCO played against Township Rollers, beating actually Township Rollers 2-0 at Arthur Davis Stadium, with the now retired, who's now actually coach, Chimunyamuta, scoring 2 goals. And it looked like a very comfortable result from for ZESCO United, which we recorded from Zambia, as ZESCO couldn't connect there. Siankobo perhaps sleeping on the job. Then ZESCO had to go and play the return match against Township Rollers in Botswana, and they got a beating, 3-0. And that's how ZESCO United got knocked out of the Continental game. So, by any stretch of imagination, this is no game that ZESCO should be taking lightly.
Yeah, and for Jwaneng, if you look at their previous match against the mighty Wanderers of Malawi, they actually lost away, and it was at home that they sealed off their win and progressed to the next round. They won by 2-0, progressing to the next round. So it's at home that obviously they are more deadly and can punish any team. So ZESCO should just try by all means to get at least a comfortable win here.
Mubanga shoots. Unfortunately, couldn't check the net as the Swana team who hit on the counter. Look at that. Neo showing some fancy footwork there, taking his time, takes it back, hacked, and the referee feels that should be a free kick for the team from Botswana. So talking about the pedigree of JWANENG Galaxy from Botswana, this is a team actually which has actually played Simba of Tanzania, and if you know Simba in recent memory, is a team that actually knocked out Zambia's Power Dynamos from the Champions League not very long ago. This team played against Simba, winning one game 2-0 and losing the other match 3-1. On aggregate, that match finished 3-3. So if they can take on the likes of Simba, taking them all the way, that speaks volumes just about the credibility or the caliber of this team. As Chepeshi goes back to Matthews Chabala. Mulenga. This is where the creativity or the fluid movement that we saw last time of David Simkonda there on the ball will be very cardinal for ZESCO United, because when this youngster ticks, then definitely ZESCO is on fire. Remember, they put 5 goals past the Gabonese. In the league, they made Manchester United put 5 goals past that team. And those are statistics that should be making any team tremble. So far, we're yet to see that kind of fire.
Perhaps that's why we have seen Galaxy deploying a more defensive approach in this game.
Siankobo still maintaining possession. Finds Mulenga. Chepeshi puts in a cross. Goal! Oh, the referee, first assistant referee, Shaji Padayachi, says that Hiva was in an offside position. That goal would not stand. That was seemingly a very much welcome equalizer from ZESCO United, but the first assistant from the Seychelles feels there was some infringement of some sort there, and so the narrative still remains with ZESCO United 0 and Galaxy of Botswana 1. Much to the chagrin of the fans out here. We're actually up and up celebrating that one.
Yeah,
what happened there?
Yeah, it is a blow that it is a disallowed goal for ZESCO. We all thought that getting back into the game, but the first assistant referee had raised the flag for an offside call. Disappointing for ZESCO, and obviously the fans that the team is not back on level teams into this game. But in terms of confidence and motivation, I think it gives them impetus now to go forward and probably get an equalizer before we reach the halftime mark.
Yes, definitely. Now they know that this team can concede. It's not just a matter of now picking the right pass and making the right run, ensuring that you watch where you are standing so that you don't get caught out in an offside, where every opportunity created might be very crucial for the Zambian team. Chabala looking for options here. Decides to take it to his defensive pairing partner in Kawaso Chongo. Chongo switches play, looking for Siankobo on the far side. He finds him, but there was a challenge, a very, very timely challenge there from the team from Botswana for a corner for ZESCO. Actually says the first assistant referee feels that should be a corner. Or is it? And they'll leave it for Kelvin Mwanga to come and throw. Actually, quickly told to retake it. Seems like there's some clash in that 18-yard. It actually should have been a corner, because that's basically what. And they'll take it quick here. Siankobo puts it across. ZESCO United! Almost! Kawaso Chongo is saying that there was a hand there. Whatever happened there, that should have been the equalizer. It looks like this team from Botswana is rattled. Mubanga puts in a cross again at the near post. Kawaso couldn't connect. There's a challenge inside the 18-yard. Mulenga shoots first time, but unfortunately lacking and just widely missing the target there. But definitely some positive signs from the home side.
Yeah, some positive signs, and definitely the response that we expect from ZESCO United to get back on level terms. And on that particular instance, I think they just missed it as JWANENG Galaxy survived there. There could have been a goal, but it came off. I think it was a deflection from the JWANENG Galaxy defender to go out for a corner.
Chongo clears, goes long, finds Muba, who tosses the ball into the path of Hiva. Unfortunately, he was the last man standing for ZESCO, but they maintain possession through Mlenga. Mubanga once again having a large share of possession. Switches play. Far side finds Ziankobo. The nimble-footed Ziankobo looking for options. Does he go wide? He has Chepeshi calling for the ball. Decides to pick out Mlenga. Chepeshi puts in a cross here. Goes to the far side. Zakaria Chilongoshu, whom we haven't seen so much of like we did in the previous game against Canon 105 of Gabon. Mlenga. Unfortunately, so far those short passes from Mlenga have not really been accurate this afternoon, and that's something that he needs to really rectify in the earliest, because ZESCO United have to equalize here. As Galaxy attacking here, they put in across, finding Manda here. Shoots Sassini. Unfortunately, the technique perhaps not the right one used by the ghost by Cecilia Francis, wearing 7 from Galaxy.
Yeah, and yet again, I think that's one thing ZESCO should be worried about as they push forward. I think they should make sure that they close up quickly those spaces they are leaving behind, as Galaxy trying to take advantage.
Mubanga, ZESCO have got a chance here. Look at Mubanga showing composure here. Hiva! Lift off ZESCO United. 26 minutes on the clock. ZESCO United claw themselves back into the game. Wonderful football shown by the captain, Kelvin Mubanga Mubadinho, ripping apart the Galaxy defense, showing composure to look for the right pass. He didn't manage to pick out. I mean, Hiva, we equally showed a lot of composure, and now ZESCO United can start to dream once again. It's 1-1.
Yes, they can start to dream once again. They are back in the game. Nice play from Kelvin Mubanga Kampamba. They are rounding off the keeper and laying it off to Ami Ivia, who perfectly slotted that one home and gives ZESCO the leveler here at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. Just a response that they needed. And now I think they can go again and possibly extend their tally in today's game against JWANENG Galaxy. They need more of such chances, and like I said earlier, I think it's just a matter of being clinical in front of goal, and they can obviously add on to their tally as the game progresses. But right now it's 1-1 and it's game on for ZESCO United.
Francis Victor James rather goes long looking for Neo Mokoshane on the far side, dealt with by Zakaria Chilongoshi, and the team from Botswana gets themselves a throw in. Not in any hurry. Even if the score is at 1-1, they seemingly look like they want to really just to get a draw out of this and then go and perhaps finish the job in Botswana. Something that ZESCO equally have a say about, as I mean, Hiva just scored his second goal in 2 matches of the CAF Confed Games. And why to finish that one was, showed a lot of composure, the international striker. Matthews Chabala seemingly in a rush here. ZESCO United looking for another goal here. Mulenga, who has been the fulcrum so far, wherever ZESCO has been building up. Look at 7 players now, all camped in the opposition half here, as Cecilia shows some fast footwork here. Plays it back to Tabo, who clears, who goes long rather. And this is Mandanongo. Cecilia who shoots. Sakauta making a fumble out of this. Unfortunately, whatever happened there, Philip Sakauta, from what was seemingly a harmless shot, has gifted JWANENG Galaxy the lead here. It's now 2 goals to the good for the international striker. Goodness me.
He's now on
What has happened here? What happened there?
Disappointing from the ZESCO goalkeeper. At this level, you don't make such mistakes. You don't make such mistakes. Philip Sakauta has obviously fumbled and costed his team at the wrong time there. He had obviously the chance, and there was no pressure. There was no pressure coming from JWANENG Galaxy at that point. He was just alone, and if you look at it, the shot itself, didn't have much power for him to slip it out and just put it in the way of Tabeng, who was coming, and he had the easiest of jobs to do and slowed it home. You don't make such mistake. It will be costly for ZESCO now. They have now given themselves a huge mountain to climb again to get back into the game.
This is a ZESCO Hiva. Move up. Look at Mubanga. Blocked. Showing a lot of strength there. Turns inside the 18-yard. No support coming through as he was sandwiched there by the Galaxy side. What a howler there from Philip Sakauta. As Tabang Sesini is on a brace right now, and now looking for a third goal for Galaxy, as Matthews Chavala will leave that to Sakauta. Kabaso Chongo. There is Simkonda. We haven't really seen him exert himself, the creative midfielder there, as it plays to Chilongoshi. Leonard Mlenga. ZESCO on the prowl looking for an equalizer. Chabala on the near side here finds Benedict Chepeshi. Siankobo goes down. The referee says there was an infringement, and that would definitely be a free kick here for the home side, as we have done 31 minutes on the clock. It looks like it'll be Siankobo will be the one to take this free kick here, as Kabaso Chongo has gone up. Perhaps supplement the efforts as ZESCO decides to play it short. Chepeshi puts in a cross, blocked. That would be a corner for ZESCO United. That would be a corner, and that definitely is Siankobo territory, who put in an in-swinger. Perhaps, hopefully that he can take it. He puts in a good ball, plays it short to Mubanga. Mwanga crosses. ZESCO United couldn't really connect well with Leonard Mlenga, who misses the target pretty much wide, as the goalkeeper for Galaxy will take his precious time. He knows that time and the goals are definitely on his side.
Yes, he will have the luxury to take his time. I think they have gotten back at the lead that they had in the first 15 minutes to 20 minutes of the game. And now I think it's all about JWANENG Galaxy trying to control and manage this game, making sure that they don't concede again from ZESCO in the first half.
So far, no one warming up for ZESCO United. Pretty much that symbolizes that Coach Mano Swale is pretty much happy with the way things are happening on the pitch. As Galaxy plays it back, that was almost costly there, almost caught out, but Mlenga wins back possession for ZESCO, looking for Chilongoshi on the run on the far side. Puts in a decent looking ball, finds Hiva, Simkonda rather. Seemingly there was a clash there between Zambia's Hiva and what looks like Tabo, who's Sprod actually should be, Tebogo. Tebogo should be the one who has actually clashed there with Hiva. And play will definitely be halted.
Yeah, there was some contact there, and it looked like a head-on collision, and the referee has no choice but to get the team medics in, and the player should be treated as per regulations. Head injuries are treated seriously in the game of football now. That for ZESCO, I think they can have now some time and try to work it out and obviously employ some tactics that will get them back into this game, because at this time around, trailing 2 goals to 1, the 33 minutes, I think it's not sitting comfortably for them. They know they need to get back into this game and get back on level terms before the halftime mark approaches. Yeah, so should be Bernard Kaboseng. Yeah, Bernard Kaboseng, the player who is down, is up, and it will require some treatment off the field of play, and the referee obviously will have to resume the game as ZESCO are in attack now.
Of course, now we can see the injured player has just been told to walk off the pitch so that we can now get play back after doing 34 minutes on the clock. Here's ZESCO, Simakonda, Chepeshi, Siankobo. Looks like swings in across. ZESCO United connects. What a save from Victor James there. That would have been actually the equalizer.
Yeah, that's a top drawer save from Victor. Could have been 2-2 otherwise, but he came through and saved JWANENG Galaxy to keep his team afloat and in the lead.
Goes to the far side. ZESCO, that's there's Muba. Crosses. Can Kawaso connect? Perhaps that was too high, as Victor James again picks for Galaxy, and is definitely going to take his precious time getting rid of that ball. ZESCO pushing the narrative, trying to change the status quo. It would be interesting to just get to hear what the coach would have to say to the ZESCO players at halftime, because the intensity perhaps is a little bit different from the previous game, knowing that ZESCO are carrying a 2-0 deficit against Football Canon in Gabon, and when they came here, the intensity at which they played that game, and not surprisingly, 4 players actually had to go out limping, but we haven't seen that kind of intensity this afternoon. Perhaps that's the narrative that the coach would have to work on and change when the team goes to the break. As we are heading towards the halftime break, Kabaso Chongo, Zachariah Chilongoshi, Mulenga dispossessed, but just about manages to keep possession. Chongo marauding forward, venturing forward, nicks in the pass to Musukuma, and that's a cross again for ZESCO United. How on earth Siankobo did not score from there? He connected pretty well, but unfortunately he only managed to balloon the ball when it seemingly looked easier for him to have actually scored, and he knows it. They could have done better, the former Zanaco player there, and Galaxy would definitely breathe a sigh of relief after being let off the hook there. After that, a very good cross from Benedict Chepeshi.
Yes, the chance has gone back in yet again for ZESCO United. I think Siankombo from that position could have done better for at least hit the target rather than just taking the ball out wide and missing a glorious chance. He's obviously the perfect player you could have imagined and wanted to be at that particular moment and position, but alas, failing to take the opportunity with both hands and slot that ball in. Another chance has gone back in for ZESCO, but they need to be more clean cut in front of goal.
There is Mubanga trying to rip apart, but couldn't just go beyond the challenge that was mounted by the right back from Galaxy. Chilongoshi takes it back to Chongo, venturing forward, who shot, blocked. Chongo shoots again, but this time around missing the target. We know that he does pack a punch. He scored a thunderbolt against Canon Football, and the fans are applauding that because they know that he can score from such ranges.
Yeah, obviously taking the ball by its own, Kabaso Chongo, showing the strikers and attacking midfielders what exactly should be done in those instances. I think just showing some sense of urgency and trying his luck to go at goal. And
there's Chepeshi on the ball. Whatever is happening down there, there's Chongo. Chongo once again goes long, looking for Hiva on the run, but unfortunately it seems like they were not on the same wavelength, and Galaxy will definitely take their time. You can see the goalkeeper, no hurry, no interest in getting play back, as he knows that as things stand, it is his team that is actually marching on to the next round of this competition. At least they have 1 foot into the next round of the competition, if the narrative does not change here. Chongo challenging here, ensuring that attack is curtailed in its track. There's Hiva, the goal scorer for ZESCO United, manages to hold on to possession. Simukonda connecting Chepeshi. Siankombo, we know that he likes to cut inside, puts it across, couldn't pick out Hiva as Tebogo cleared it up, but ZESCO still maintaining possession. Look at the play from ZESCO. Unfortunately, very good defensive cover coming through once again. Simkonda takes it to the far side, and Chilongo, she's seemingly slipping on the job, and the fans are definitely letting him know that they're not happy as he just lets the Galaxy team off the hook.
Yeah, he should be disappointed himself. I think at this point we have reached, I think we should see less of those schoolboy mistakes from him, and I think all of the players for ZESCO United, they are pushing for an equalizer. So every chance that presents themselves, presents itself to them, I think they should be taking it with both hands, and especially if they are in the opposition's half.
There is a Hiva brought down. The referee says there was no foul there, as Hiva still remains hipped on the ground. Galaxy venturing forward, and the referee halts play as Hiva is still on the ground here, seemingly in some spot of bother.
Yeah, should be some worry if that's bad, but it looks like he's okay and he's up and will continue the match. Has been having a decent game so far, and ZESCO wouldn't like to lose him at this stage, especially when they are a goal down at home against the Botswanan side. Basically, their talisman that they are looking up to in terms of goals this afternoon.
On the far side, Galaxy patiently taking the way, just maintaining and holding on to possession. They go long. Kabaso wins that duel in the air. There's a Musukuma goes down, but does manage to find the feet of Siankobo. Chepeshi getting into the action as well. He has been actually very active this afternoon as compared with what we saw in the previous game. On the far side from Mubanga, puts it across. That's a good defensive cover again from Tebogo in the right place at the right moment. And that's a throw to ZESCO United. Kawaso takes it. Chilongoshi. It goes long, looking for Muba on the run. Look at Muba. Can he go beyond the challenge mounted by the right back here? Yes, he can, and the referee feels that was an infringement, and that is a free kick for ZESCO United in what seemingly looks like a very good position. Looking at the kind of quality that ZESCO have, we know that Muba is good with set pieces, and perhaps it's something that a right-footed player will be taking or fancying to take. Looking at who's standing there, Kelvin Mubanga. Most likely will be going for an in-swinger. We just have to wait and see if he's going to go for goal or he's going to put in a cross. But we have seen over the years that an in-swinger, which actually will bother the goalkeeper, having the running players running at you, and the goalkeeper wanting to come out. Those are the best set pieces that always create problems for any team that is defending such kind of set pieces. Yeboseng again seemingly in a spot of bother. Just about 4 minutes ago, he had to actually be taken off the pitch after he seemingly had a problem with. I looked like he had clashed with Hiva, and now play has been halted once again with about 43 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, after making that foul, Wesley just maybe can playing it down for a shame saver, because that foul, I think, guarantees a booking if you look at it.
It will be Kelvin Mwanga to take that free kick. Can ZESCO equalize and go to the halftime break level and perhaps fancy their chances of winning this game in the second half? We just have to wait and see. This is a Kelvin Mwanga. Looks he's going to go for an in-swinger. Does he go straight for goal? Or he puts in a cross? ZESCO United have the numbers inside that 18-yard box. Pretty much everybody from Galaxy is equally defending here. Interesting. Seemingly, there is a tussle involving Kabaso Chongo and a couple of players from Galaxy. And now it has drawn the attention of the referee from Seychelles, Ariso Norris, just ensuring that sanity is restored on the pitch.
Looks like
all right, so it's Muba with 3 minutes of additional time. Muba swings it in. Well dealt with by Galaxy, but ZESCO still maintaining possession as Chepeshi puts it across, defended by Cecilia Francis, and they'll clear it out, looking for the talented legs of Tabang, who's seemingly cutting a lonesome figure as everybody had just gone back to defend that set piece from ZESCO United. Chilongoshi. Muba picks out Chongo as remained up front here. Simkonda puts in a good cross. ZESCO almost scoring but blocked, and the referee says it's a penalty to ZESCO United because that shot from Amin Hiva actually hit the hand of Tabo. Unfortunately for the team from Botswana, they'll definitely be cursing that moment because one blink of an eye, ZESCO United have been handed a lifeline here.
Surely it's a lifeline for ZESCO to get back into the game. They have really pushed so hard to get back into the game, and they have forced a penalty. A clear penalty as the ball hit the defender for JWANENG Galaxy, Tabang, and it's Amin Ivia who has stepped up. Remember, he scored from the spot kick against Canon 05, and obviously should be expected to slot in this one and put ZESCO back into the game and level the teams before the halftime.
If so, I mean, Hiva scores. Definitely that would be a result the technical team from ZESCO United will be loving, because they know that the halftime team talk will definitely be changing again. So Hiva with an opportunity to get ZESCO United back into the game. From the spot kick this time around. It's Hiva versus Jebs. And Hiva scores. It's 2-2. And we have now two players on a brace. Hiva scores for ZESCO United from the spot, sending Victor James on the wrong way, much to the delight of the fans that have come out to the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2, and obviously it's a two-man show between ZESCO United and JWANENG Galaxy. I mean, Ivy getting a brace while Tabeng Sasini has gotten the other two goals for the away side in this particular game. But for ZESCO United, I think that's what they wanted, to go at halftime, level on teams. I think they have really played and pushed hard to get this equalize, and the score right now is befitting for ZESCO United, looking at how they have really pushed Galaxy to the wire.
ZESCO perhaps pushing for a third goal just before they go to the break, but the referee says that's just about enough time, as we have run out of the 3 minutes that we are actually added on to the 45, as ZESCO United We'll go to the halftime break, drawing 2-2 with the JWANENG Galaxy. Twice, ZESCO United have been forced to come and equalize. Two players actually scoring. 2 goals for Tabang Vincent Sesini for JWANENG Galaxy. And Amin Hiva being the messiah this afternoon so far, as he has just scored his 3rd goal in 2 games for ZESCO United. Your summation quickly of just how the first half has panned out.
Well, I think for ZESCO United perspective, I think they have really played very well. I think in terms of going forward and trying to create those chances, but I think it's in some instances that they have really struggled to really break down this resilient Galaxy side, because they have come with a defensive approach and they're comfortably sitting and deploying 5 to 6 players in defense, which has really blocked ZESCO United. But they have really pushed and created some few chances. And on the other hand, I think some silly mistakes have costed them, especially on the second goal that they conceded. Philip Sakau Tair again could have done better at this stage. I think that was all on him. I think could have done better. He's expected to do better at this stage, and he costed the team. But if you look at ZESCO's character, I think it has been on point, and they never went to sleep and forced they forced their way into the game and got an equalizer from a spot kick, which obviously came off a handball from JWANENG Galaxy. And the first half, I think, if you look at what has happened, it's a 50-50 situation for them right now, because they have now to really step up in this next 45 minutes that is left for ZESCO United. They may have to minimize on making those silly mistakes at the back and make sure that they get into the game, get the lead for the first time, and close up the game leading comfortably.
All right, so from the Levi Monasa Stadium, we'll be back after 15 minutes from commentary position. My name is Lucky Sinkala alongside Naboth Mwela. Be sure not to go away, because we still have another 45 minutes of action as we go to the break. ZESCO United 2, JWANENG Galaxy of Botswana 2.
So we are back in the game as ZESCO United have restarted in the second half. Now pushing from right to left with the scoreline at 2-2. We are now expecting a more different kind of approach from ZESCO United, obviously building on from where they left off. Obviously knowing that increasing the tempo in this second half will be vital for them, and they have a chance to go and it's cleared. They have to increase the tempo and obviously take everything they have. They take everything they have on their hands and push for a lead, and most likely have a comfortable lead here in Zambia before they go on and take a shot and cleared. Not yet out of danger there. JWANENG living dangerously as ZESCO tried to push forward. Now it's ZESCO and cleared by JWANENG Galaxy. So the keeper is down. The keeper is down, and team medics have been called upon after that challenge from Amin Ivia. So the referees are giving a warning to the Bob boys, basically telling them not to come anywhere near close the goalpost, and it looks like the Bob boy has been given some matching orders.
All right, very interesting start to the second half. As we just done about 1 minute of the second half, ZESCO already pushing the issue here. They know that they need to score so that they can go to Botswana in a very, very prime position. Interesting, whatever happened down there, the referee from the Seychelles, Norris Ariso, sending one of the Bob boys off. What happened there?
Obviously, the Bob boys suspected that the goalkeeper for JWANENG Galaxy had thrown some foreign material in goal, and the Bob boy went to the net, tried to pick it out, and it looks like James Victor won't continue the match. The team medics has signaled for a substitution.
So it looks like Victor James will not be continuing in this match. Seems like he has sustained a head injury as he's being tended to by the medics here. But whatever happened is happening here at the Lebanon Stadium. Definitely has the fans going. As you can hear, the fans obviously being vociferous this time around, and perhaps this is exactly what the home side, ZESCO United, Team Yaziko, needed, because the current narrative does not really put ZESCO United in a very prime position. But if the fans on their side now, perhaps the narrative can change.
So obviously they have to make a leverage of the crowd, with them being their 12th player. I think they have really been behind the team from the first half, and we are now getting to hear the fans roar and get behind the team, as they also know that their voice and support will be needed as we go on to finish off the last stanza of this game, with game tied at 2-2.
So Victor James seemingly is heading out of this encounter, and we just await to see who's going to be his replacement. The visitors came with 3 goalkeepers here. We just have to wait who's going to be replacing him between Osile Ndlovu and Karabo Gualobale. We just have to wait and see who's going to be the one replacing the injured Victor James. Interesting turnover event so far. It'll be interesting to see what happens now, because the play has just been halted, as we see a very pensive head coach from the visiting side there on your screens, wondering really what is going on here.
A very experienced coach, Moreno Ramabelio. having won the Botswana Premier League 2 times, and at some point was a caretaker coach for the South African national team, winning the COSAFA competition back in 2021. So he's obviously a master tactician. And he was actually the coach who led JWANENG Galaxy to their first group stage appearance back in 2021.
Whatever Kabaso Chongo is doing, has the fans, of course, applauding. They're loving whatever they are seeing, they are witnessing here. So, JWANENG Galaxy compelled to make it an injury-induced substitution. Victor James will play no further part. As the status quo still remains at ZESCO United of Zambia 2, JWANENG Galaxy of Botswana 2. And for whatever reasons, whatever's happening on the touchline, seems like the Visitors are really taking their time making that change. Because play has now been stopped, I think, for about 5 minutes. What is happening down there? The fans do not really like seeing whatever the medics is doing there. Hopefully camera can bring us, give us a close shot so we can really see what was happening there. The fans feel that the Visitors from Botswana playing anti-football antics here. Now both the fans are accusing the Visitors of superstition here now.
Yeah, obviously after that early incident that happened, obviously the fans are now on the lookout and paying much more attention to what the JWANENG Galaxy players do in that 18-yard area. So it will be Karabo. It will be Karabo who will be replacing Victor James.
So Karabo Gwalebale is the one replacing the injured Victor James in that JWANENG Galaxy goal mouth. It's just wait to see what happens now. As ZESCO United will be definitely coming through with a very long throw. We have come to get accustomed from Kelvin Mubanga.
It looks like it will be actually be a drop ball.
Okay.
As ZESCO were the ones in position when the ball.
That's a good one. Muba swings in across. Well dealt with by the very astute defending of the visiting side here on the far side. Offside against Yankobo. So no changes from the ZESCO technical team. As you can see there, Karabo, a confirmation that JWANENG Galaxy have just made a substitution, removing the injured Victor James, and Karabo Gwalebale coming through. Seemingly no movement too on the technical side for ZESCO. Seemingly looks like Coach Swale is really impressed with whatever is happening, or the effort that the players that have been deployed this afternoon are putting in this afternoon. Chavala heads straight into the path of the opponent there. And as you can see there, looks like this is definitely a case for the hospital. And the fans are really making sure that Victor James knows they are not really impressed with his antics that he had been deploying in the first 46 minutes that he has actually played in this game. They are on the screen there with her head heavily wrapped or tapped. It will be a corner from the far side. First corner of the second half goes to the visitors. 9 players back to defend for ZESCO, and only Peter Msukuma left up front, not taking any chances. ZESCO United. Let's see what happens from this corner. Taken from the eastern side. southeastern side of the Levin Mwanasa Stadium. Swings and goes low. No problems for Leonard Mlenga, who just clears the ball straight into the path of the corner taker here. Showing some fancy footwork here. And unfortunately, ZESCO survived. That ball took a very wicked deflection. That would have been goal number 3. But ZESCO United definitely will be counting their lucky stars. That was a narrow escape. Otherwise, the crowd would have been sent into silence once again here. So clearly, we can see that this team definitely is not pushover. They have got goals in them. And definitely ZESCO United have to really be, I think, on point in whatever they are executing this afternoon. You can't give this team any chance on goal like that.
Yeah, they obviously need to maintain the discipline and make sure that they don't concede further more goals in this game. Already, they have given JWANENG Galaxy 2 goals, which are obviously good for them. Playing away, getting and scoring 2 away goals, I think, would be vital for them to take back in Botswana. So I think a third would be a blow for ZESCO United to concede. So they have to make sure that they maintain discipline and be more cautious at the back.
So ZESCO United, now we have seen some movement on the substitutions bench here as Freddie Michael Coblan is warming up. Clearly a statement that coach for ZESCO United will definitely be wanting to make a change as the new entrant Karabo goes long, looking for the skillful legs of Cecilia Francis, who they couldn't just maintain or keep the ball in play as ZESCO built from the back with Matthews Chavala. Takes it to the far side. Chepeshi. Back to Chepeshi once again. Leonard asking for the ball back. Chepeshi decides to go for his deep searching pass and finds the skillful Muwadinho here. ZESCO United. Musukuma, unfortunately, whatever he was trying to do, just couldn't really come off, much to the frustration of the fans. And perhaps if there's going to be a substitution, we might just be seeing the legs of Peter Musukuma playing no further part in this game, because we haven't really seen him coming to the fore insofar as creativity is concerned.
It's obviously at this point.
Muwanga shooting there from outside the 18. And apparently that shot actually took a deflection. It would have been on target. And now ZESCO United have won themselves a corner. And it will be the captain himself, Muwanga, to swing it in. From the near side, he goes high. Kalawo touches. No challenge from ZESCO. Chongo Kabaso, unfortunately, whatever he was trying to do there, perhaps switching off. Not realizing that actually somebody was actually coming through to cover. So instead, ZESCO United just win themselves a throw in. And it will be taken by Kabaso Chongo. Chepeshi feigns the cross here. Chepeshi, good play from him, puts in the cross here. Can ZESCO connect? Finds up Simukonda, not of the very best of passes we have seen from him all afternoon. Muwanga, goodness, that is one moment that he would definitely want erased off his record, Kelvin Muwanga.
Yes, well, disappointing from Kelvin Muwanga Kampamba, failing to put that ball into the box. Honestly, the ball didn't quite go the way he had planned it to go, coming off his left foot, his weaker foot. But again, Kelvin Muwanga Kampamba, we could have expected him to do better than he has done in that particular moment.
High ball, heads there, Galaxy. That's Tabang. Chongo clears. Looks like an offside. Hiva caught out, perhaps slipping on the job in that instant, as Galaxy through Tevogo will take that up. That's Tebogo goes long, looking for Neo Mokochane there, maintains possession, brings in the cross here. Nobody challenging for that one. Sakauta will have no problems. Starting play for ZESCO, Kabaso Chongo. Mulenga. Simukonda. Chepeshi. Chawala. Chongo. Look at the men in white. All the bodies are way back in their own half here. This is where they are pressing ZESCO. And perhaps this is where ZESCO have to be more clinical so far as creativity is concerned here. And this is exactly what I was just talking about there. Chepeshi turning over possession. Couldn't find a way past, but ZESCO through Mulenga wins possession. And the referee feels there was an infringement on Leonard Mulenga. As ZESCO United win themselves a free kick. After actually Mulenga was seemingly going to lose possession there. To be a free kick, and looks like it should be Kawaso Chongo or Chawala. They decide to quickly start the international defender there, Chongo Chilongoshi. Chongo Chilongoshi compelled to take the ball all the way back to Philip Sakauta. Wastes no time to get Chawala back into the thick of action here. To the far side, Chepeshi picks out Kawaso Chongo. Chilongoshi. Chongo. Trying to patiently find a way beyond the resistance offered by the Galaxy. Look at that. This is promising for ZESCO United. Whatever Hiva was trying to do there. Perhaps getting confused as Matthews Chawala makes a grave mistake here. And ZESCO could be punished. But perhaps the numbers have just tracked back to ensure that there is cover.
Yeah. I think for ZESCO, they need to keep their heads into the game. They are making some clumsy mistakes at the wrong points. And, if they continue making those silly mistakes, I think that may end up in giving JWANENG Galaxy another go, which would be a big blow for ZESCO United. Looking at how they are pushing so far, I think they need to keep their heads into the game.
Perhaps this game so far, this narrative is a sombering moment for ZESCO United, so that going into the second leg, they'll know exactly the kind of attitude they would need to go with. As we see another player here being told to go and warm up. Looking like ZESCO might be compelled to make a double substitution here as we done 62 minutes on the clock. Chepeshi. Mulenga. Chilongoshi. ZESCO United. This looks very promising. Chilongoshi shoots on his right foot. Unfortunately, we know that definitely that is not favorite foot, and it couldn't just come off as Chawala seemingly makes a very big mistake here to the very, very dangerous Cesinyi, the internationals on a brace right now, and that kind of performance from Chawala would definitely not endear him to the fans. That's a left-off for Manchanga Rangers defender.
Yeah, and that mistake obviously coming on earlier. Mistake coming on for the second time in less than 5 minutes. Chawala obviously needs to step up and get back his head into the game. He can't afford to make another mistake.
Shoots! Saved by Karabo. And plays to own. ZESCO United. Muba goes into the 18-yard box here. Can ZESCO find something out of this? Well defended, and ZESCO United win themselves a corner. Yeah. Good play from ZESCO United. They are pushing the issue here. Yeah. And of course, the talented legs of Kelvin Mubanga. Muwadinho coming to the play here. It's a corner from the near side. And we can just in Pasco period there on the screens locally as Muba strings it in. No challenge on the goalkeeper. Somebody should have been attacking that near post. That was a very good ball put in by Kelvin Mubanga. Chawala towering over the lonesome Cesinyi, who's on a brace right now. Can't afford to keep him in check. Perhaps today, this look at that pass. Look at that pass and picking out Simukonda. Muba almost ripping apart that Galaxy defense here. ZESCO win possession once again. The referee has sees no offense here. Hiva goes down. Muba has an opportunity to shoot. Narrowly misses. ZESCO United, very impressive in the last 5 minutes.
Very impressive, and they have increased the tempo, and they're obviously going at go every time they get into that 18-yard box. We have seen Mubanga Kampamba getting himself getting himself into the box and trying to test the goalkeeper Karabo. Obviously just doing the right thing that ZESCO need right now. They need to test the goalkeeper and they need to be getting those shots on Karabo and possibly get that goal, because they need to be shooting on target and they need to be taking those chances each time they have and they are presented to them.
All right, so seemingly Karabo is in a spot of bother here as play has been halted. We have no idea what happened here because that shot from Kelvin Wanga, Karabo did not even make an attempt there, but perhaps he's feeling the effects of the initial save actually that he pulled off Kelvin Mubanga's shot, and now he seems to be experiencing some sort of discomfort on his right knee, but it looks like he will be able to continue for Galaxy. Something that the ZESCO United fans are not appreciating here.
Yeah, because it looks like they are intelligently wasting the time here, knowing that a draw, as it stands right now, 2-2, is good for them to take back home in Botswana for the second leg.
And Karabo will get play underway once again. Sesinyi. Chilongoshi picks out Musukuma, Muba, Hiva. Unfortunately, didn't keep his eyes on the ball in that instant and turning over possession as Neo Mokachane on the far side. He has shown some very fancy footwork this afternoon, and you can see right exactly what we're talking about. He has been exceptional for the team from Botswana. Patiently holding on to possession. Technically, they are looking like a well-coached team, this Botswana, this Galaxy side. Mulenga to Chongo. We might just be seeing ZESCO United making 3 changes here. We just have to wait and see what the technical team led by Simbe will come up with. Look at that wayward pass from Chepeshi. Perhaps not on the same wavelength with Leonard Mulenga, who was actually going in the opposite direction. As Sesinyi has dropped way deep. The goal scorer from Botswana, and he will shoot. That shot is blocked. That should be no problem for ZESCO, but unfortunately Chilongoshi just headed it into the path of the brace scorer here. But ZESCO can breathe a little bit with that clearance. Chilongoshi once again showing some physical strength here. Muba, who has been a darling of the fans this far. Look at that pass. Look at that pass. Draws out the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper misses it altogether. ZESCO have got an opportunity here. And this is a narrow escape for JWANENG Galaxy. A lot of mistiming there from the goalkeeper. Whatever he was thinking, he was almost gifting ZESCO United the third goal. ZESCO United maintains possession. Look at Siankobo. Couldn't go beyond. Chepeshi blocked. And that will be a throw for ZESCO United.
Yeah, and looks like ZESCO United will be making a substitution. Freddie Michael and Pasco Piri being the 2 players that have been prepared to come on. 2 attackers. Looks like Siankombo will be replaced by Pasco Piri. Then looks like Peter Musukuma will be replaced by Freddie Michael. So attackers have been brought in, obviously trying to force some more sense of urgency and trying to bring in some fresh legs up front. Typically of what is needed for ZESCO right now. They need some fresh legs to obviously break down this JWANENG Galaxy defense. Obviously now running on a low and maybe also running on tired legs. So it's
Freddie
ZESCO.
Michael with the first touch here finds up. ZESCO maintaining possession here. Muba dancing around. Will that be a corner? It looks like it will be definitely. Good play from the captain there, who has been a marvel to watch this second half. He has definitely been the bright spark for ZESCO United, pushing the issue, showing a lot of creativity. So let's see what the youngster Pasco Piri, who actually also was brought on as Mubanga, swings it in. ZESCO couldn't connect, but they still have a chance here. Look at Pasco Piri! Goal! Kawaso Chongo! heads ZESCO into lead for the first time this afternoon. Great play from the youngster Pascal Piri right after being introduced, showing maturity way beyond his age, twisting and turning, putting in a cross and finding the head of Kabaso Chongo, who heads home. And now ZESCO United, after 70 minutes, have taken the lead for the first time as the international Kabaso Chongo scores his second goal in 2 matches in the CAF Confed Games. 3-2 ZESCO leads.
3-2 ZESCO lead, and Kabaso Chongo turning up when he was needed the most by the team. An experienced player now carrying the team in the lead. ZESCO United putting the team in the lead by 3-2, but you have to appreciate Pascal Piri with the composure he showed in the box, twisting and turning and beating his marker before swinging in the ball for Kabaso Chongo to put it just behind the net. Look at that shape. Well done, and Kabaso Chongo connecting and putting the ball into the back of the net. And now ZESCO can
Great play from Pascal Piri here. Can this be goal number 4? Look at Chavala. Michael rather almost finding the skillful legs of young Pascal Piri. Already just 2 minutes on the pitch and is proving to be a thorn in that Galaxy back line. What a talent, this youngster around these parts. They call him Mares. Not very hard to see now both why actually his peers refer him to Mares, the skillful left foot under 20 international Pascal Piri. Perhaps that's the kind of spark that ZESCO United were lacking, I think, all game. Let's see if they can find a cushion goal with about 19 minutes on the clock remaining. That says the skipper Mubanga goes to the far side. That's a very beautiful sight for ZESCO fans that they have been waiting for. Mubanga swings it in. The goalkeeper fumbles there. But ZESCO still pushing the issue with a Chilongoshi. That's a Chongo. Just make sure that Galaxy does not go any further beyond that point. Here's the goal scorer, Chongo. Chilongoshi. Simukonda. He has got Pascal Piri on the far side. Mulenga. Chepeshi. He has options on the right. He decides to put the ball in the middle and picks out Freddie Michael. Or Hiva rather. Unfortunately, couldn't come out tops in that instant. Chepeshi again goes high. Looking for Kobla Michael, but picks out Chilongoshi on the near side here. Can ZESCO find the right pass here? Michael, whatever he was doing, really. Goodness. Perhaps caught two minds, the new entrant. We know him to be very reliable in those situations. Freddie Michael. Look at Pascal Piri ripping apart the defense. Goes into the box. Pascal Piri once again. ZESCO United! Pascal Piri ripping apart the entire back line from the JWANENG Galaxy and picking out Zakaria Chilongoshi for the easiest of tap-ins. Timia Zico for the first time now have scored 4 goals this afternoon. What a performance in the second half, and what a performance from the new entrant, the under-20 international Pascal Piri. It's ZESCO United 4, JWANENG Galaxy of Gap Botswana 2.
Obviously the sub is paying off. Pascal Piri doing the damage on the flanks. I think that's exactly what ZESCO needed. I think they're exploiting the wings more now, and Pascal Piri looks like will be a menace towards the remaining minutes of the game, as he has breathed some life into ZESCO United's side, providing now 2 assists, and ZESCO now lead by 4 goals to 2. And with the momentum and the pace that ZESCO is playing at, we should expect more goals to come in, as the floodgates now have been opened. And Coach Moreno now has introduced 2 new players, making some tactical substitution. Well, like they say, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and the desperate measures have been put in place by JWANENG Galaxy. Some defensive-minded players have been brought in, a defender and a midfielder, a defensive midfielder. It's game on for ZESCO.
5 minutes on the pitch. Young Pasco Piri has put in a man of the match performance with 5 minutes of play just upon getting introduced. He has been the bright spark for ZESCO, as now ZESCO are looking to be in prime position for the 5th goal here. We talked about it earlier. They put 5 goals past Canon Football, 105 of Gabon. They scored 5 goals against Mines United in the league, and now they are nearing to scoring another 5 goals against JWANENG Galaxy of Botswana. And there is due time with about 15 minutes left on the clock. What a performance and what a turnaround from ZESCO United. Whatever instructions we had dished out at halftime by the coach have definitely paid dividends here. As we can see, ZESCO United most likely will be bringing on Shemi Mayembe to just basically perhaps come and consolidate what seemingly looks like a victory, as long as ZESCO can concentrate.
Yeah, they're actually preparing to bring on also Vitlas Ginta, who is a defensive midfielder. So now they have to strike a balance between attack and defense.
Chavala takes it to Chepeshi. The man from Red Arrows on loan here. ZESCO got a chance here on goal. Hiva. Is this goal number 5? Unfortunately, he balloons. Actually, the referee feels there was actually a very integral tackle which has actually curtailed that shot.
But that was some...
would have been on a hat-trick right there. Unfortunately, good defensive cover there.
Good defensive cover, but Iva should have laid on that pass to Freddie Michaels in a more clear position to score on that one. I think laying off the ball to Freddie Michael could have been ideal for ZESCO, because he was in a more advantageous position to put that ball behind the net.
Karabo swings it and goes high, but not beyond the international Kabaso Chongo. Pasco Piri. Here, look at this, the nimble-footed Pasco Piri. He has been a torment so far. Look at Pasco. See him go, the youngster. Leonard Mlenga trying to weave that ball through to Hiva. Chilongoshi. Chilongoshi's marauding forward. Muba. Here's Muba Dino dancing around here. Look at Muba. Look at Muba. And maintains possession. And definitely with ZESCO United, what should have been a corner, but the referee feels it was actually the ZESCO skipper who made the last touch, and the visitors now have been gifted a goal kick here. And ZESCO United will be making a double change here.
Yeah, so the goal scorer has been taken out, Chilongoshi, replaced by Shemi Mayembe, and Vitlas Ginta will be coming on. Not sure who's been replaced. And it's actually Ami Ive. So a defensive midfielder has been brought on, replacing an attacker. It looks like some game management tactics have been employed now by ZESCO United, as we already have Leonard Mulengo playing deep as a number 6, and now we have 2.
So that change, you can clearly see that has pushed young David Simkonda up front. He now takes up the number 10 role. Will be playing just right behind the towering Freddie Michael. And Muba perhaps will play a little bit more central. Look at ZESCO. Simkonda, Mulenga, Shemi Mayembe, the new entrant. Kawaso Chongo, Shemi Mayembe. There's a Chavala. Chepeshi. Chavala once again. Shemi Mayembe. Chepeshi. Goes long. Looking for Freddie Michael on the run. He just couldn't go beyond. So pretty much those are tactical changes that have been made by Siwale. Still having that threat going forward and players that can defend. That's the tactical genius of the ZESCO tactician, Mano Siwale. This is Pasco Piri. Look at the press from the young star. He fetches it to the box, swings in a very hard cross, but this time around the goalkeeper comes out tops. Karabo will be counting his lucky stars there. Seemingly looks like Galaxy do not have answers for Pasco Piri at the moment.
Yes, they need
No,
to deploy.
this is dangerous for ZESCO United. Look at that. But good defensive cover coming through from ZESCO. Kawaso Chongo seems to be in a spot of bother as play is halted.
Yeah, and yet again, ZESCO, they need to really maintain the discipline at the back. They can't afford to let Galaxy score yet another goal to cut the deficit to a goal at this particular stage. With 10 minutes remaining, I think they have all the momentum in the world to keep this lead and maybe possibly extend the tally to 5 and have a very, very comfortable lead going to the second leg over in Botswana. But as things stand, it's all ZESCO in the driving seat.
So with about 10 minutes remaining on the clock, is that a way back for Galaxy? Or is there a way for ZESCO United to increase the tally and go into the second leg more comfortable? Chepeshi, Mulenga. Okay, we've seen the pass and finds Pasco Piri. The Tormenta in chief, there's Pasco Piri. Maintains possession. Picks out Chepeshi. Mulenga. Here's Ganta. Chongo. Mayembe. Goes inside. Chongo decides to go high and long here. Simakonda. Shemi Mayembe. Famed, of course, for his performance from the 2017 under-20 side that produced the likes of Patson Daka, Enoch Mwepo, Harrison Chisala. What a team that one was. And that's a team that Shemi Mayembe actually brought him to prominence. There he is again on the ball. Shemi Mayembe playing as a left back. Muwanga. Look at that pass. And great play from Freddie Michael. But Tebogo there coming out tops as ZESCO United will win themselves a corner. And Muwanga feels that Freddie has to just basically go and attack the ball. He wants to put the ball in the 18-yard box. Look at the numbers from Galaxy.
Yeah,
7 players defending.
Freddie Michael should be the one to be in the box looking at his height.
Interesting.
Should be the one to be heading in those headers.
Goes for the near post. Unfortunately, couldn't go beyond the barrier that was mounted. Muwanga decides to keep the ball in play. He goes to the far side. Almost picking out the run of Matthews Chabala on the far side for ZESCO United. And there goes Chepeshi to go and take that throw. Is there another goal for the ZESCO United fans here? They are getting accustomed to seeing their team scoring 4 or 5. Let's just wait to see if ZESCO will definitely add a 5th goal here, as so far it's been a 4-star performance from the home side. Team Yaziko in a prime position to march on to the next round of this competition, the CAF Comfort Games. It's going to be a long throw from the captain there. We know him for those long throws. He not only can rip apart defenders and score goals, but definitely packs a punch whenever he goes for those long throws. I just hope that somebody will be attacking that ball at the near post so that somebody on the far side can finish it off. He decides to go short. There's Pasco Piri. Things like going backwards. Chabala. Mayembe. Or is it Ganta? Forced to go back. Sakauta gets into the thick of action himself. Look at Galaxy still actually trying to be compact despite shipping in 4 goals this afternoon. Freddie Michael, look at that. Michael couldn't control whatever happened there. This is Simkonda sandwiched and Galaxy will survive. Freddie Michael perhaps not having the kind of entrance into the game that he would have loved so far. It's just seeming that it's not working out so far for him.
Yeah, it's not working out so far for him. I think we expect him to be more lethal and at least getting shots on goal, but that hasn't been the case ever since he came on.
ZESCO, Pasco Piri, not the very best of touches there as he turns over possession to Galaxy, who goes long, looking for the silky skills of Cecchini. ZESCO just about making sure that the ball does not go out. Look at that. Sir Francis Cecini, great play from Galaxy, and equally great cover from ZESCO United. The Sakauto clear, but just about. Freddie Michael, well done from him. Shemi Mayembe, Chongo, getting accustomed to scoring in the CAF-covered games. Look at the confidence from the home side. Chavala, Ganta, Vitalis Ganta, Chepeshi, slipping on the job.
Sleeping on a job, and well, it's like now we have seen some complacency from ZESCO players. It looks like now they are comfortable with the 2-goal cushion they have.
Definitely Kawaso Chongo, they are just coming to the rescue and ensuring that the miscommunication between Chongo and Sakauta and that ZESCO goal did not create another chance for Cecini to be pouncing on for the third goal. He's already on a brace and he's on a hat-trick. He has proved why he's part of the Zebras national team, actually. The number 10 for Galaxy. There he is again. Sets up. Manda, unfortunately, shoots way over the bar. And now it's Philip Sakauta's turn to waste time. He's taking his precious time now. He has actually been laboring. He hasn't really enjoyed this guy. I think this game, and to the point where ZESCO United actually took the lead.
Yes, obviously he has been bailed out now that ZESCO United are enjoying a 2-goal cushion. I think he can now have a sigh of relief and obviously also employ some intelligently tactics of wasting time and managing the game as they would be comfortable. ZESCO United ending the match with a 2-goal cushion.
Here's look at that great play, great skill from Galaxy. Look at that one-touch football. A mistake here. Sets up Galaxy. They shoot and they score. And what a strike. Francis Cecile. What a thunderbolt. ZESCO. Mistake ruthlessly punished once again. Unfortunately, that 2-goal cushion now has been narrowed to 1. And the silence is definitely deafening at the Levi Mwanasa Stadium. Whatever ZESCO are doing there, they only have themselves, unfortunately, to blame.
Well, like I had alluded to, ZESCO United have shown some complacency in them after getting that 2-goal lead. I think it's disappointing that they have allowed Galaxy to get back into the game. And now sad faces obviously seen around Levy. So for ZESCO United, very disappointing that they had let the foot off the gear, and now they have now given themselves pressure now to get a goal and reclaim the 2-goal cushion they had.
Mubanga tries to nick a pass through to Simukonda, well defended by Galaxy. Michael, perhaps looking to redeem himself so far. Mubanga swings in across. Couldn't find the right color inside that 18. Look at Michael. Will he shoot? Pascal Piri leaves it. Unfortunately, couldn't connect. And the team in white will breathe again. And the handful of fans that they have come with here now have found their voice again because they went into silence. And after just conceding that goal, could see the Philip Sakauta and the ZESCO goal. Kawaso Chongo and Matthew Chavala, as well as Benedict Chepeshi, pointing fingers at each other for the lack of communication that side from that mistake that came out. And unfortunately for them, Francis Cecile came through and scored.
Yeah, they have to blame themselves. I think the entire defense went sleeping, and they allowed Galaxy some space, and they made sure that they punished them and cut the deficit to only a goal now. And Galaxy can now believe that they can maybe surprisingly level the scores.
Pascal Piri once again on the bike here, cuts inside. They are teaming up on him now. They know that he's got the skill set and the pace that creates problems for the opposing sides. Ashemi Mayembe miscommunicating with David Simkonda, but ZESCO just about maintaining possession here. That's Pascal Piri. Finds the influential Kelvin Mubanga, Mubadinho inside the box here. Brings in across Simukonda. Can ZESCO again find the 5th goal here and restore their 2-goal cushion here? Mubanga crosses and nobody on the far side. And that would be a goal kick for Galaxy. For the neutrals, what a game. 7-goal thriller. For ZESCO United, not so much impressive. Galaxy definitely loving this. What a game in prospect lies in wait in the return match in Botswana. If we can witness seven goals here, you can only imagine what will happen when ZESCO United treks to Botswana in the return leg.
It will obviously give the exact same opposite of what is happening here, because we have seen ZESCO obviously being ruthless and scoring those 4 goals here at home, and well, the away side have given it all and taken their few chances they have had the entire 90 minutes, and now they have only 3 minutes to make sure that they don't concede and taking the defeat to Botswana. I think going to Botswana with a goal down.
So we're done the 90 minutes here, and the referee has added 10 minutes, a lifeline for ZESCO. You'd be wondering where the 10 minutes has come from. There was a long stoppage of play earlier on in the 46th minute when the goalkeeper Victor James for Galaxy got injured there, and that's where the 10 minutes has come from. So is there any more fire left in the legs of ZESCO United? They've got 10 minutes to restore that 2-goal cushion and perhaps go to Galaxy in a more comfortable position here. Galaxy in no hurry to take that throw. They know they have done the job, and you could really see how they celebrated that 3rd goal scored by Francis Cecile. What a strike that one was, beating Philip Sakauta on at the far post. Pretty much in similar fashion like he conceded, I think, when ZESCO played. Yeah, that's the strike we're talking about here. Cecile, what a thunderbolt that one was. That was a rasping shot. Actually beaten at the near post.
Could have done better.
And this is why perhaps
that
the
position
defenders felt that he could have done better in that instant.
For a top-class goalkeeper, I think should rolling his head, beaten at the near post. Firstly, a goalkeeper coach should tell you that's one basic thing that a top goalkeeper should avoid, being beaten at the near post. And Sakauta conceded that goal from the near post. I think he has really had a bad day.
That's a free kick for Galaxy. Swings it high, and it just goes way over the bar. That's a replay for ZESCO United. That's some sight that ZESCO United fans will be loving to see. Sakauta is talking to the defenders here. The fans feel that it should be not wasting time talking to the defenders, because there's still some time for ZESCO United to actually score. Looking at the creativity that has been brought on by young Pascal Piri, and Kelvin Mwango is still equally looking dangerous whenever he's venturing forward. There's youngster Pascal Piri, perhaps not to the best of touches, but just about maintains position for ZESCO. There's Simkonda. Piri, look at the pace here from the youngster. Brought down. Looks like that will be a free kick for ZESCO United. And looks like that is Kelvin Mwanga territory. Is there another goal in the legs of ZESCO United? Is 11 kV going to short circuit the team from Galaxy, Botswana rather? The worried faces of ZESCO United fans. We have seen all kinds of fans coming through. Kind of fans are here to cheer the ZESCO United side. Power Dynamos fans are here. Zanaco fans that are based on the cover, they all come through here. Is there a goal for ZESCO? Muba goes back for the near post. There was a connection there, unfortunately.
It was Shemi
Mayembe couldn't really find the target, and he knows he could have done better going by his own reaction from that attack from ZESCO.
If the scores remain this way, I think ZESCO would be disappointed in themselves for letting that 2-goal lead they had slip away. And now they will be taking a deficit just of 1 goal, which the away side in JWANENG Galaxy will be happy to take, because it was the same when it was the same scenario when they faced the Mighty Wanderers of Malawi. They were a goal down, and they managed to do the business in Botswana to get to this round and face ZESCO United. And it looks like to end the same as things stand, which should be a plus for them to take home.
So there's some scenes, of course, there are some scenes from the fans in the VIP section. They are looking very pensive and worried that ZESCO United have blown away a 2-0 lead. A 2-goal lead rather, as Kabaso Chongo challenge there. Second ball, Simkonda beaten to the head, to the ball rather, as Galaxy looking for an equalizer here. Finds the unmarked Cecilia there. Goes up sideways. Finds Chikomolefe. Tebogo pumps it high. There's a chance as they maintain position with a new entrant there, Galaxy. Looking very tactical, astute, this team here. There's Tebogo. Here's a cross here. Sakauta will pick, no problems for ZESCO United. It seems to be in a spot of bother. The fans are not agreeing. They feel that he should actually just get play anyway, but it seems like Sakauta would rather have this game finish in this current narrative. Whatever happened there.
Look like he has put a muscle. And it should be in real pain for him to actually go down and require some treatment from the medics. Looking at what is at stake, it's definitely in some serious pain. Yeah, like I had said, it looks like he has put a muscle there.
And unfortunately, the referee has already signaled that there will be only 10 minutes of additional time. And with this stoppage, there will not be definitely any further addition of injury time here. There is the goal minder for ZESCO United, Philip Sakauta, as the referee from the Seychelles, Norris Ariso, who will definitely do a drop ball. Here we go, Sakauta plays it out with Vitalis Gunter, Chepeshi, Chabala goes long. Michael Simkonda, perhaps in a hurry to find Kelvin Mwanga, perhaps when another extra touch would have sufficed. And now ZESCO on the back foot here as the Galaxy team is looking for an equalizer. As Kabaso Chongo goes down and the referee says that's a free kick. Francis Asile ensuring that set piece is not really quickly restarted. Look at that, walking out with the ball. And the referee was just actually watching. Looking for Pasco Piri on the other side. ZESCO is Simokonda. Goes down. The referee says that's a free kick for ZESCO United. And definitely that is Kelvin Mwanga territory. You can see on your screens there the number 7, the captains for ZESCO United. Can he put in a very good ball? That can create problems for the visitors and perhaps put some more joy on the ZESCO United fans this afternoon. Running out of time. It's ZESCO United 4 and Galaxy 3. And perhaps they might just leave it for young Pasco Piri, who has got a very deft left foot. As you can see there, Benedict Chepeshi, Kelvin Wang and Pasco Piri. Let's see what the strategy is here.
You would fancy the left-footed Pasco Piri to take this one.
Yes, let's get to see what happens here.
It looks like it will leave it. You will leave it for Mubanga Kampamba.
The men in white maintaining a height facility. What a shot from Muba! What a shot from Muba. Almost beating Karabo at the far post. But narrowly misses the target. A little for JWANENG Galaxy.
It was almost getting in, just inches wide. Inches wide, and ZESCO could have taken the lead. And the referee has blown for the final whistle.
Yes, the referee signals for the end of a very pulsating match. The CAF Confederations first leg, second round match involving Zambia's ZESCO United up against Botswana's JWANENG Galaxy. Just like ZESCO United produced a 5-star performance in the previous game against Football Canon 105, a team they club at 5-0. This afternoon, ZESCO United have only managed to score 4 times, but in doing so, they have equally conceded 3 times. A kind of action that definitely was very exciting for the neutrals that we are watching this game on the ZESCO United Facebook page, but not so much for those that are looking forward to seeing ZESCO United progress to the next round. But somebody would argue that if we can score 4 and allow 3, we can equally still do the same. If Galaxy can score 3 times here, what is going to prevent ZESCO United from doing the same when they go for the return match in Botswana? What a performance in the second half from ZESCO United. It had to take them, I think, conceding twice before they could actually take the lead for the first time. Chongo, and then Zakarach Longoshi scoring the 4th, but unfortunately some defensive mishap led to Galaxy pulling one back to take their tally to 3, and so this match has finished now 4-3. What a game of football we have witnessed this afternoon.
Yeah, what a game of football, but I obviously feel like a defeat for ZESCO United. I think they switched off at the worst possible moment, allowing JWANENG Galaxy to get back into the game and scoring that 3rd goal after they had enjoyed momentarily a 2-goal cushion, which could have been very good for them, taking a 2-goal lead to Botswana. I think the catastrophic lapse in concentration, I think, will be cited as costly for the team, because as things stand, despite the scoreline being 4-3, I think we can relatively round it off to a 1-0 lead, which is a very dangerously scoreline to take into Botswana, because we have seen JWANENG Galaxy get those 3 goals without really pushing forward. I think they were more cautious, and they really deployed a lot of numbers in defense, and they were basically leveraging on counter attacks and set pieces, which they pounced off and made sure that every mistake that ZESCO made, they capitalized. 2 goals that they had scored, I think, came from mistakes that could have been avoided by ZESCO United. And going to Botswana, I think JWANENG will be very much motivated, and most definitely they will take the game at ZESCO, and we would see a more improved performance from JWANENG. And for ZESCO United, I think the battle will be real back in Botswana. They now have to go back to the drawing board and make sure that they really turn up in Botswana, because of what it at stake. They need to go to the group stages. It is obviously a national matter of I think all the stakeholders wanting Team Yaziko to progress, but it will never be an easy walk in the park when they go to JWANENG in a week time, because it should be next week they will be playing against the Botswanan team.
All right, we'll be going to the press up. Definitely we'll have to hear what the coach has to say about this game, as well as hear from the ZESCO United skipper this afternoon. They have scored 4 goals and conceded 3. So once again from the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium from Coventry, Lucky Sinkala alongside Naboth Mwelwa. Stand by as we'll be taking you to the press conference room so that we can get to hear post-match views from both ZESCO United as well as JWANENG Galaxy. There's a return match taking place in Botswana. We just have to wait and see what will be happening from that. What a game of football we have witnessed here. So from me and Naboth Mwelwa, signing off and goodbye.